Life will test you, not once but again and again through unfair situations, broken trust, disrespect, and pain that cuts deep. And in those moments you'll face a choice. You can either break or you can transform. Most people think being mentally strong means pretending nothing hurts, like you have to build a wall around your heart. But that's not strength, that's denial. Real mental toughness isn't about feeling nothing. It's about feeling everything and still choosing clarity over chaos. It's being calm in the storm, not because the storm is gone, but because you've learned how to stand in it. True strength is discipline, the quiet decision to stay grounded when everything around you is shaking. That's what separates those who crumble from those who rise. Pain. It's the one teacher none of us want, but all of us need. Every betrayal, every loss, every failure, they aren't punishments, they are invitations. Invitations to rise, to rebuild, to become stronger than before. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "External things are not the problem, our judgment about them is." Think about that. It's not what happens to you that breaks you, it's how you choose to see it. You can't control life, but you can always control your response. Real strength doesn't come from comfort. It's built in discomfort, in the moments you'd rather run away, but you stay and face it. Every time you do, you add another brick to the fortress inside your mind, a place no one can shake, no matter what comes your way. That's where the journey of being mentally untouchable truly begins. Here's where everything changes, when you finally stop pointing fingers and start taking ownership. Not of what happened to you, but of how you respond to it. That's radical ownership. The moment you stop blaming others, stop waiting for an apology that may never come, stop expecting life to be fair, that's when you start to heal. Because blame and resentment, they don't free you, they trap you in the same story. Mentally untouchable people move differently. They adapt, they observe, they adjust, and they move forward quietly without the need to prove anything to anyone. True strength doesn't shout, it doesn't demand validation. It's calm, humble, grounded in self-respect. And when you reach that level of inner control, the world no longer decides who you are, you do. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a second, because that one sentence can change your life. Peace doesn't come from the world around you. It comes from the space inside your mind, a space no one can touch unless you open the door. But most people, they hand out the keys too easily. A text left on read ruins their day. A random comment online steals their peace. Mentally untouchable people are different. They pause before reacting. They don't suppress emotion, they study it. They ask themselves, is this really worth my energy, or am I just addicted to being triggered? That's where real growth begins, not in controlling the world, but in mastering the reflex to react. Most of our suffering doesn't come from what happens, it comes from how we fight against it. We resist reality. We want life to match the story in our heads, and when it doesn't, we break. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right. Think about how many nights you've lost sleep over something that only existed in your thoughts. The fear, the worry, the what-ifs, they hurt more than the truth ever did. Mentally untouchable people see things as they are. They don't hide from facts, no matter how painful. They live in truth, not fantasy. They still feel, but they don't let emotions drive the wheel. Because real mastery isn't loud, it's quiet. It's built on discipline, solitude, and humility, the kind of strength that grows when no one's watching. Mental strength isn't something you get overnight, it's something you practice every single day. It's built in the small, quiet moments when you choose action instead of reaction, when you choose silence instead of drama, stillness instead of chaos, and restraint instead of revenge. That's where real growth happens, in the choices no one sees. Because not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not every situation needs a reaction. And not every battle is worth fighting. True emotional discipline isn't loud or aggressive. It's calm, steady, unshakable. It's the man who walks away when he could destroy someone. The woman who chooses peace instead of proving her point. The warrior who endures quietly. Knowing strength isn't about control, it's about mastery of self. That's what being mentally untouchable really means. The Stoic path begins and ends with one thing: mastering yourself before trying to master anything else. Don't just admire strength from a distance, become it. Because real strength doesn't show up when life is easy. It shows when everything falls apart. When you're misunderstood, rejected, disrespected, that's when your true power is tested. Anyone can stay calm when the sun is shining. But true mastery is when you can find stillness in the middle of the storm. As the saying goes, You can't control the storm, but you can become the calm within it. Being mentally untouchable means your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. You stop chasing control over others and start radiating control from within. That's the quiet power of self-mastery and the essence of what it means to truly rise above the world. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple truth: control your mind, not the world around you. Because the world will never stop testing you, people will disappoint you, plans will collapse, pain will come. But every moment of pain is also a doorway to growth if you choose to walk through it. Real strength isn't loud, it's quiet. It's in the person who chooses emotional discipline over impulsive reaction, who takes full ownership of how they respond, no matter what's happening outside. True peace begins when you stop chasing validation, when your worth no longer depends on approval, likes, or attention. Because once you master yourself, you no longer need to master the world. That's the essence of Stoicism: calm in chaos, purpose in pain, and power born from inner control.